Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into a topic that's just absolutely crucial for anyone looking to really master their professional exams, effective study techniques. Our mission, well, it's pretty clear. Cut through the noise, pull out the most impactful insights from the materials, and, give you a really clear roadmap, not just about studying, but studying effectively, getting those results you want.
That really is the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, well, we often say this, success doesn't just pop up occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently, day in, day out.
Exactly.
And this deep dive, it's all about helping you build that consistent, effective approach based on methods that are, proven to actually work, make learning stick.
Couldn't agree more. And our journey today, it's going to be super practical. We'll kick off with the basics, the resources you need, how to get set up.
Yeah, the foundation.
Then we'll look at what to do before a training session, during it, and crucially right after. And from there, we'll get into some really powerful memory and revision techniques, plus other useful learning strategies. Basically, everything's designed to make your study time really count. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, let's unpack this first bit. Before you even start thinking about absorbing new stuff, like before opening any books, what should you have ready? What are the absolute must-haves, the tools you need for, effective engagement?
Right. It's really all about setting yourself up properly from the get-go, creating that right environment for learning. First up, a dedicated notepad just for the specific unit you're tackling.
Not just any old paper, then.
No. A specific organized space. Alongside that, the classics, really. A highlighter and a pen or pencil. Simple stuff, but honestly very effective.
Okay. And what about people who prefer typing, more digital?
Yeah, good point. If typing's your thing, then a dedicated Word document does the same job. Again, one single organized place for notes on that unit. Beyond your own note-taking setup, you absolutely need a hard copy of your main study material.
A physical copy. Why is that so important?
Well, there's something about interacting physically, the text underlining, writing notes in the margin that seems to help it sink in better for many people. And this is crucial for the path we're outlining. You'll need a printed hard copy of the revision booklet from Wiser Academy.
Oh, okay.
That booklet is a really key resource later on, so having it printed, ready to go, is vital.
So these aren't just like nice to haves, they're the bedrock, right? Tools for actually engaging properly, setting you up from day one. It sounds basic, but I bet it gets overlooked sometimes, that physical readiness.
It really does. Which brings up another important point. How do you set yourself up for success before the training even begins? Pre-reading. People often skip it, think it's optional, but it's such a vital first step. It sort of primes your brain.
Yeah, I can see that. The advice here is a light, casual read-through of the material before the session. And the key thing you mentioned is no pressure, right? No need to memorize anything yet.
Exactly.
The goal isn't mastery at this point, just familiarity. It almost feels weird not trying to memorize then.
It does, but it works. And while you're doing this casual read, there are two really important things to do. First, highlight the important bits. Now, not everything, okay? Just the sections that seem like core condos.
Right, the key stuff.
Then, next to each highlighted bit, just jot down a short description, a quick summary of what it's about in your own words. Nothing fancy.
So it's like giving your brain a sneak peek, a mental map maybe. So it's not starting cold when the real learning starts. Is that the idea?
Precisely. You're building familiarity with the landscape of the topic. Your brain starts recognizing terms, concepts, creating little mental hooks. So when the actual training session kicks off, you're not seeing everything for the very first time.
Yeah.
That reduces the cognitive load, lets you absorb the deeper stuff more easily because you've already laid some groundwork.
Okay, makes sense. So now the actual training session is happening. How do you squeeze the absolute most out of that live learning time? You're there, the trainer's talking, information's flying. How do you make sure you're actively absorbing, not just, passively listening, making it your knowledge?
Right. The session itself is prime time for deep learning. Use that dedicated notepad we talked about. Capture the main points, obviously, but also, and this is really crucial, any real-world examples the trainer mentions.
Ah, the examples.
Yeah, they make abstract ideas concrete, much more memorable. And here's a kind of golden rule. Write your notes as if they'll be the only thing you have to study from later.
Oh, interesting.
It forces you to make them clear, complete, actually useful, not just a random mess of keywords.
So you're basically building your own personalized study guide right there in the moment. But what about someone, maybe they struggle to take notes fast or they feel a bit overwhelmed trying to get everything down? What's the bare minimum they should aim for?
That's a really common challenge.
Yeah.
The non-negotiable minimum.
Yeah.
Focus on those main points and the real-world examples. If you can't write everything, get the essence of what's being said and how it applies.
Okay.
Often the trainer will repeat key ideas or pause those are your cues. And don't be afraid to ask. Ask the trainer for more examples if you need them. The more context, the better. And most importantly, if something just doesn't click, ask right away.
Yeah.
That's what learning is for. Don't let a confusing point slide just because you're a bit hesitant.
That makes so much sense. I know I used to be like that, worried about sounding silly asking a question. But you're right. Clarifying it then saves so much hassle later. Really reinforces that active participation is key, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, session's wrapped up. What's the immediate next step, that really crucial window to make the knowledge stick before it starts to fade? What do you do right after?
Yet this immediate post-training phase is incredibly powerful for reinforcement and also for diagnosis. Step 1, and this is key. As soon as you finish a chapter, take the chapter quiz from CII Revision Mate.
Revision Mate, that's the Chartered Insurance Institute's tool.
That's the one. Their online learning and practice platform. Think of it like an instant reality check.
Okay.
Don't worry if it feels a bit soon. It's actually a fantastic way to reinforce what you've just covered.
Taking a quiz straight away sounds a bit daunting. I might worry about the score, but I guess I see the logic for a quick check-in.
It really is effective. This quick quiz shows you how much you've actually absorbed naturally. It highlights your strengths, sure, but more importantly, the areas that need more work. Your wrong answers in Revision Mate, they're gold dust.
Right.
They pinpoint exactly which sections in the chapter you need to revisit and understand more thoroughly. It's not about judging you. It's about directing your next study steps precisely.
So how do you use that information then? How do you make sure you actually fix those gaps, not just know they exist?
This is where you personalize things. Go back to your main study material, your textbook or notes. Find those weak sections, the ones you got wrong in the quiz, and highlight them. But use a different color from your first read-through highlights.
Ah, different color.
Yeah. It's not just for finding them easily.
Yeah.
It's a strong visual cue for your brain, like saying, pay attention. This bit needs more work. It didn't stick the first time.
Yeah.
It helps you target your limited study time way more effectively. Now, what's really fascinating here is understanding a bit about how our brains actually remember things. We can use that knowledge, leverage it with specific techniques, because learning isn't just getting information in, it's about keeping it there. Retention, recall. So let's dive into some powerful memory techniques that genuinely make knowledge stick for the long haul.
Okay, sounds good. First up, mind maps and flowcharts. I personally love these. They really help you see the big picture, right? Organize complex stuff visually, show the connections. But why does seeing it visually make such a difference for memory?
Great question. It taps into how our brains are wired. We're naturally good at visual processing spatial stuff. Mind maps, unlike just linear notes, engage both sides of your brain. The logical side for the structure and keywords, and the creative side for images, colors, connections.
Ah, okay. Both sides working together.
Exactly. It's like dual encoding. It strengthens the neural pathways, making the information easier to get back out later, like building a mental GPS for that topic.
Right.
They're also brilliant for breaking down massive topics into, bite-sized chunks. Makes overwhelming stuff feel much more manageable and memorable.
Next up, arranging details in a table. These seem simpler, great for comparisons, spotting differences, similarities quickly. Like if you have a couple of concepts that always get mixed up or just lots of related facts, a table feels like the obvious way to go.
They really are perfect for that. Tables force you to organize information logically, making complex details much easier to digest and recall. You have to be concise, strip out the waffle. And a good table gives you a ton of info at a glance, saves huge amounts of time when you're revising. Quick comparisons, boom.
Now this next one sounds really interesting. Tapping into how our brains love stories, developing a story. How does that actually work for studying technical stuff?
Oh, it's incredibly effective because stories make abstract concepts relatable, human. Our brains are just wired for narrative, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
We remember events, characters, plots, way better than just a list of dry facts. So you can understand complex technical topics more easily when you see how they actually apply to a real person's life.
Gives it context.
Exactly. Context, structure, maybe even a bit of emotion, all of which seriously boost memory.
Can you give us an example? It sounds quite engaging.
Sure, yeah. Let's say you're trying to get your head around financial planning concepts.
Yeah.
Instead of just memorizing definitions. Picture James. James is, say, 38, father of 2. He goes to see a financial advisor. needs to protect his family's future.
Okay, got James.
So the advisor starts by getting to know James, right? His age, married, kids, maybe he looks after his mom too, his health, what he does for work.
Right, the background stuff.
Then they figure out his financial needs. How much income would his family need if he got sick? What are his expenses, his mortgage, any debts? Immediate stuff too, like funeral costs if the worst happen. Then the advisor helps James compare different policies. What do they actually cover? What are the premiums? Any optional extras? Can the cover flex as his life changes?
Comparing the options.
Yep. And finally, the advisor gives guidance. Explains if they're independent or restricted, uses tools like FAR, that's fair analysis of risk, to make sure the advice is comprehensive, unbiased, tailored just for James. Maybe uses industry ratings to back up recommendations.
Wow, okay, that's brilliant. By creating that whole story around James, you're not just learning bullet points about financial advice. You're putting them into a real situation. It makes you think critically about it too, doesn't it? Exploring the scenario. Much prettier than just rote learning.
Absolutely. It builds much deeper understanding. And the last main memory technique here, chunking or segmentation.
Ah, chunking, breaking things down.
Exactly. Taking a big, intimidating topic and breaking it into smaller or manageable pieces. It massively reduces that feeling of being overwhelmed, makes it easier to focus.
And it generally helps memory, right? Because our brains just handle information better in smaller chunks or groups. It's easier to recall.
Precisely. Think of it like building with Lego. You don't try and lift the whole castle at once. You handle individual bricks. Each chunk becomes a stable little unit in your memory. Easier to retrieve. It stops cognitive overload and just makes complex stuff feel less scary by grouping related ideas together.
Okay, so fast forward a bit. The trainer's probably covered all the chapters by now, and let's be honest, it's totally normal if you've started forgetting some of the stuff from the beginning.
Oh, completely
It doesn't mean you're not learning, it's just the forgetting curve, right? Brains work that way.
Absolutely. It's natural.
So how do we fight that? How do we make sure we get to mastery, not just vague familiarity, especially with that early material?
This is where a really structured revision strategy is essential. We recommend a specific 4-step approach to really cement everything.
Yeah.
Step 1, go back to the earliest chapters you studied, the ones that feel a bit hazy now, and write down key summary notes again.
Okay, rewrite summaries for the early stuff.
Yeah, that act of recall, the rewriting, it pulls those concepts back to the front of your mind, refreshes them.
Right. So target the older material first, get it back in active memory. What's step 2 after the summaries?
Step 2. This one's called blurting. It sounds a bit weird, but it's powerful. Pick a topic. Now, without looking at any notes, just write down absolutely everything you can remember about it. Brain dump it onto the page.
Okay.
Then, and this is a crucial part, check your blurting against your actual notes or the textbook. See what you got right, what you missed, what was inaccurate.
So it's intense self-testing really shows you the gaps, doesn't it? Much more than just rereading.
Exactly. It forces your brain to retrieve the information, not just recognize it. That retrieval process is what really strengthens the memory trace.
Like exercising the memory muscle. Makes sense.
Definitely. It makes that knowledge much more robust for exam day. Then step 3, take a mock exam specifically for that chapter. Record your score.
Simulate exam conditions.
Yep. Gives you a hard number on your progress and how you handle the pressure for that specific area. And finally, step 4, use the Wiser Academy revision booklet. That resource is designed specifically to help you dwell deeper into the chapter. It's a comprehensive review tool, ties everything together, make sure you haven't missed any crucial details.
Got it. So the steps build on each other. Refresh with summaries, test intensely with blurting, assess formally with a mock, and then do a final deep dive with the specialized booklet. Sounds like a really solid path to truly understanding it, not just vaguely remembering bits.
That's the goal. Proper mastery.
So beyond those core memory and revision techniques we've covered, what other sort of versatile approaches can people weave into their study routine? Make learning a bit more dynamic, maybe. What else can you add to this study toolkit?
Yeah, there are definitely some other really valuable techniques that can complement the main methods. First, think about audiobooks or podcasts related to your subject. If there's content available, you can listen while you're walking, driving, at the gym.
Ah, multitasking.
Exactly. It turns that downtime of your commute maybe into active learning time. It's surprisingly effective for reinforcement.
I love that idea. Learning on the go, turning dead time into study time.
Yeah.
What else? Something for condensing information.
Well, there's the one-pager challenge. This is
Mm.
brilliant for distillation. Try to summarize a whole chapter or even a major topic onto just a single page. Use keywords, little diagrams, maybe color coding, draw connections.
Just one page. Sounds tough.
It is. You have to be ruthless about what's truly essential. Focus on the core concepts and how they link together.
Mm-hmm.
Often uses a lot of visual hierarchy. It forces you to identify the absolute key information.
That sounds like a fantastic way to boil complex stuff down. What about avoiding burnout? I know I used to try and cram for hours and just hit a wall.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where the 25.5 rule is great. Something's called the Pomodoro technique. Forget those marathon, exhausting study sessions where you just stop taking anything in. Instead, study really intensely for 25 minutes. Then take a proper 5-minute break. Get up, walk around, clear your head. Then back for another 25.
Short bursts.
Yeah. This structured approach helps you maintain focus and energy over longer periods, much more sustainable. And finally, don't forget flashcards, especially the online ones available from Wiser Academy. They're excellent for quick recall practice, drilling definitions, key facts, that sort of thing.
So it really is about having a diverse set of tools in your belt, isn't it?
Definitely.
It reinforces that learning isn't just stuck at a desk with a book. You can integrate it anywhere, anytime, using different methods.
Precisely. Find what works for you.
Wow, what a journey today. We've gone from, gathering the basic tools, prepping before training, getting the most out of live sessions, reinforcing right after. Then we explored some really powerful memory techniques, mind maps, stories, chunking, and talked about why they actually work with our brains. We laid out that robust 4-step revision plan, and just now added a whole load of other diverse learning techniques to the mix. The key takeaway, really, is that success doesn't just happen from studying hard, but from consistently applying these kinds of effective, diverse, proven techniques. Pick the ones that feel right for you, experiment a bit, and make them your own.
Exactly right. And remember, these techniques are specifically geared towards helping you nail those professional exams. They're designed to make your study time as productive, as efficient as possible. Make sure the knowledge sticks, and you can actually apply it when it matters most. And speaking of exams, if you're looking to dive even deeper into specific exam strategies, how to perform your best on the actual day, then we'd highly recommend checking out the deep dive session specifically on exam techniques that's also available from Wiser Academy.
Yeah, that sounds like the perfect next step for sure. And for you listening right now, maybe just think, which one of these techniques could you try incorporating this week? Just one small change, maybe trying the 25.5 rule or giving that blurting method a go after your next chapter. How might that one small shift start boosting your understanding and recall? Something to think about. Happy learning.